It's interesting. I have a chapter on the history of the 80s, and it's amazing to me how many young people have said that they just did not know it was that bad, and it was fucking horrendous, and it's why I've been quite messed up myself. But I'm dealing with it. We're all a work in progress, right? So, yes, this is about the 80s and the propaganda in the media. Day after day came attacks on gay people in a propaganda campaign of astonishing intensity. Any opportunity to paint gay men and women as infectious monsters was taken. When public figures were hounded out of the closet, a High Court judge, a member of the Secret Services, the relative of a celebrity, they would be depicted in cartoons, most often in The Sun, as transvestites in makeup, high heels and suspenders. When a deranged gay man horrifically raped and killed a paperboy, The Sun's editorial issued a warning to all gay men. Homosexuals who say they are normal and society is perverse, it declared, are risking a terrible backlash. By November 1986, even conservative ministers were apparently expressing concern that the level of homophobia could lead to violence on the streets. The Sun seemed to savor the idea of all-out war. Some gays are expected to retaliate, it wrote, by spreading the virus to the rest of the community through revenge sex with bisexuals. Then, I know, do you know what I mean? Then, on 11th of December, Manchester Police Chief Constable James Anderton made a public speech explicitly condemning perverted homosexuals for spreading AIDS. I see ever-increasing numbers of them swirling around in a human cesspit of their own making, he boomed. I worry intensely about the possibility of whole generations being wiped out and nations decimated. He said he was speaking as a Christian, as a policeman, and as a father. The Express topped its front page report with his line, "Gays must stop their obnoxious practices," and wrote of Anderton's army of support, offering praise for his outburst over degenerates. The Sun's editorial, "A Plague in Our Midst," offered 3 cheers for James Anderton. For the first time, a major public figure says what the ordinary person is thinking about AIDS. Why do they continue to share their beds and defy the warnings of us all? It suggested Britain needed more men like Anderton and fewer gay terrorists holding the decent members of society to ransom. Days later, the media quoted Tory councillor Bill Brownhill saying that as a cure for AIDS, he would gas 90% of queers. He added that the other 10% were genuinely sick and need help. Asked about his comments later, he said, "I would shoot them all." I remember reading that. I actually do remember reading that when I was a kid. I'm going to miss that a little bit here and just mention something else. This was in Parliament, after the offices of Capital Gay magazine were firebombed, that happened in the House of Commons, Tory MP Elaine Kellett-Bowman shrieked, "Quite right too!" She later spoke in support of the firebombing and said, "I am quite prepared to affirm that there should be an intolerance of evil." And shortly after that, Mrs. Thatcher awarded her a damehood. But there is a solution to this stuff, and it's talking about it. And when I think about that report today of that 20-year-old trans girl killing herself, and people don't really care, the media doesn't really care. We are entertainment pundits, we are fashion people on This Morning. That's how the media likes us. Or we're kind of subjects when you phone in a radio show on LBC where they want to say, "What do you think about the age of consent?" Or "What do you think about this?" Or "What do you think about teaching kids it's okay to be trans?" And you have everyone phoning up giving their opinion. But they never talk about what we need. And it's time to do that, I think. And I think if pride actually means something, it's time that we look back, deal with some of the shit that's been flung at us and how that's affected us, help ourselves and help each other. Have a great Pride, everybody. Thanks.